All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division, where word on the street is that Gervonta Davis may be having somebody on his card that will make that fight a huge fight, regardless of who else he fights, and that is Jaron Ennis. And it seems, though, that there's still a very good chance that we may get a fight we really want to see out of Gervonta Davis, and that is Frank Martin. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division, where everybody's asking, what's Gervonta Davis going to do next? What's Gervonta Davis going to do next? As if Gervonta Davis is going to have a hard time finding an opponent. I don't personally see that there's going to be much of a problem, and I am leaning towards the guy that I think is going to the fight is going to take place, and that is Frank Martin, who is only a step ahead, though, of another guy named Rayo Valenzuela. Now, also, going to talk about a rumor out there about Jaron Boots Ennis and what that means if he is actually on the same card as Gervonta Davis. Now, before I get into that, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new, hit that subscribe button. If you are a longtime subscriber and supporter, thank you so much. And thank you to everybody that supports and sponsors videos like this in the super thanks. It means a lot. Matty O, Barbara D, y'all are the king and queen of the super thanks. So thank you very, very much. Jeff Miller, everybody else. But let's get into this. There's a crazy back and forth going on in boxing between Devin Haney's fans and Gervonta Davis's fans. And I mean that when I say that. There is a good number of Devin Haney fans that are really avid Devin Haney fans, but there's a lot of people that are not on the internet, not going through these conversations, that watch and pay for Gervonta Davis's fights, right? Now, the question is, though, what is Gervonta Davis going to do next? And as it doesn't seem like Devin Haney is going to do what Devin Haney needs to do to get a fight with Gervonta Davis. And quite honestly, it doesn't seem like Gervonta Davis's team is really stunting it that heavy. So reasonably, people say, what is he going to do next? Well, rumors are that he's going to be on a fight card with Jaron Ennis as a co-main event. What is the significance of that? The significance of that is that first of all, I think it's highly likely. Highly likely for the following reason, where it wouldn't have been highly likely last year. Highly likely this year, though. Very reasonable scenario this year. Because Jaron Ennis is somebody that really does need more attention on him, an opportunity for people to see him more and to grow his fan base and to become the star that he probably will become, because God dog, that kid can really, really fight, and he's really, really exciting to watch. He on a Gervonta Davis card, I think will attract a lot of pay-per-view buyers because of hardcore boxing fans that want to see him fight. Where last year he would have been on Showtime, he would have headlined his own card, maybe in Minneapolis, maybe in Philadelphia, but Minneapolis is where the PBC put a lot of fights on, and Showtime put a lot of fights on in Minneapolis. Something like that, where it had a card out there, and would have headlined a regular non-pay-per-view show on Showtime. But now that Showtime's not in it, and Amazon Prime looks like it's got 12 to 14 pay-per-views that are going to be put on over the course of basically 9 months. That looks like he's going to be put on a pay-per-view card. And what better pay-per-view card than the one with Gervonta Davis? And that, I think, it will make steps towards him getting a big fight with Terrence Crawford for the undisputed title at 147 pounds. Now, as far as Gervonta Davis and Frank Martin, and the reason that I think it could still very well be Frank Martin is because Frank Martin, I do believe, is the number 4 guy in the WBA. He is also a fighter that fights on PBC, and it is a very good skill test for Gervonta Davis. Southpaw and a southpaw matchup. One of them they're both boxer punchers. Both boxer punchers. And I just think that would be an excellent fight. You do have Rayo Valenzuela, though, that I think is also a very realistic option for the fight as well. And to tell you the truth, man, I would take either one of those fights. The problem with it is going to be, of course, like I mentioned in the beginning of it, it's going to be the distractors of Devin Haney, of Gervonta Davis, whether they're you guys who are, just anti everything Gervonta, or whether it's people that are really legitimately saying, hey, man, we really wanted you to take on people that we think can beat you, right? And who are those? But my thing is, who are those guys? Obviously, there's Shakur Stevenson, Vasily Lomachenko are really the guys in that division that I think anybody could really say that about. And neither one of those guys are going to be available for Gervonta Davis to fight because they're signed to Top Rank. Vasily Lomachenko is going to be fighting George Kambosos. And I do believe we're going to get 2 fights out of Shakur Stevenson this year. Shakur Stevenson, more than likely somebody like Raymond Moratala, who is ranked pretty high in the WBC, who would be available for him, or another top-ranked fighter. Because despite what people are saying about the rapid, the availability of every fighter to fight Gervonta Davis, a lot of these instances they're not available truly, either because they're with another promoter who has their own fighters to put in there with them and have their own contracts to with their networks to fulfill. For example, ESPN with Top Rank. Top Rank has to provide their best fighters to ESPN because they're under contract to do so. It would cost them an immense amount of money, and it is very unreasonable for you to expect Gervonta Davis to go over to ESPN to help satisfy the requirements of ESPN's contract with Top Rank and ignore those of the PBC and Amazon Prime. So I'll take any one of those fights. But also, again, I really hope that Gervonta Davis and that Jaron Ennis is on that card, because that would continue the string of these dudes actually stacking their cards. If you look at and that being the PBC stacking their cards. If you look at what's going on with Tim Tszyu, the fact that Tim Tszyu is fighting Keith Thurman, Rolly Romero is fighting Isaac Cruz, Erislandy Lara is fighting Zapata, not Zapata, the other Australian fighter. God dog, what is his name, man? Forgive me, man, but God, man, what is his name? But the other very good. One of the other good Australian fighters, Zarafa, I think is his name. Thank you. Sorry about that. Zarafa. And then you also then have Fundora fighting for a vacant 154-pound title. All of those fighters would have been headlining, and all of those fights would have been headlining separate Showtime cards last year, but now they're all on one pay-per-view. And so I would expect the same thing to take place with Gervonta Davis, which is a stacked card. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.